Hey guys, my name is Jacob. Just created this channel called King's Compass, and the purpose of the channel is to help myself and others develop into greater, more powerful men by focusing on 5 different attributes: the mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and financial aspects of our lives. So to kick off the channel, I wanted to briefly talk about a book I just read with my growth group at church called Wild at Heart by John Eldredge. This book definitely is a must for all young men, old men, women, wives, everybody should read this book to get a better idea of what we men were called here to do by God. So I'm going to recap the book a little bit, also talk a little bit about what my growth group has done in the past, and actually what we just did this past weekend and going to the Adirondack. If you haven't read this book already, it basically invites men to recover their masculine heart. So I'm going to read something from the book. It's a little bit controversial, but John writes, "If Christian men are going to change from a pitiful, wimpy bunch of real nice guys to men who are made in the image of God, they must re-examine their perceptions about who God is and recover their true wild hearts." Now this actually rings a lot of bells with me. I grew up in the church, and I witnessed a lot of these so quote-unquote wimpy guys, and I've never was that, and that is one reason why I've never really was drawn to church as much as I should have been. I decided not to go to church after I moved out of my parents' house, and it wasn't until I felt a conviction that it was time to go back that I fell into this group, that I read this book, and I felt like I was just in the right place, right time, and God was leading me to this moment. The book encourages us to be adventurous, something that I've always believed that I was, and it's just helped me so much in my life. Things that make you come alive that I've never really known. It's hard for me to even think back, except for climbing trees and snowboarding and rock climbing and hiking and going down to the beach and fishing and just quad riding, shooting guns, just all the things that you would expect a man to want to do out in the wilderness, at least. But the book doesn't just talk about how men can be better men. It also talks about why we aren't the men that God called us to be, including where our pain comes from, the damaging experiences that we've had in our lives. And the book also talks about how we're looking for a woman to save, or a damsel in distress, if you will. So I'm just going to read a passage from the iPad here. It says, "Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." And I feel like that's something that I haven't done yet. I haven't come alive. I haven't figured out what I want to do. I don't know what I want to offer the world. But this book has definitely led me on the right path to becoming the man I need to be in order to come alive, in order to offer something of true value to the world. So just after this video, just think about reading this book. It's a great book. Also, I'm going to include some videos from my last trip to the Adirondacks with a couple of guys from our group, and hope you guys enjoy the clips, and I'll talk to you next video. Bye.
Almost had it.
I didn't want to get away.
All right, to the fire.